What was that?
Hello to all you nifty nerds, gaming goons, and joystick jockeys out there in Pixelland. This is Double Shift, the show where seasoned game industry vets talk about how their minds are playing tricks on them. But before we get to that, we'll talk about video games just a little bit. I am your host, Mike A, aka DJ I Live by the Sword. I take my boys everywhere I go because I'm paranoid. Along with my friend, former colleague, and currently thinking that she had cane, but it was gold medal flower, Donnell. Say hello, Donnell.
Whoa. Hello.
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 And then there's also producer Jeff, who has a black hat like I own, a black suit, and a cane like my own, sitting over there producing on the ones and twos. Hi, Jeff. Hello. That's what he sounds like.
Stupid.
Fourth wall was broken. Hello, I'm Jeff. Now the fans can put that theory to rest on what he sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing today, Donnell?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Wonderball.
Wonderball.
Wonderball, yes. Thank you. All right, well, let's get to it. But before we get to it, I always got to shout out our socials. We do have an Instagram page, which is okay. It's honestly all right. You know, we were having some fun with it, and people liked it. And that's of course Double Shift Pod, all one word. And our email is also Double Shift Pod, all one word. And you know, maybe I won't have to say this too much longer because our good friend producer Jeff has been hard at work. And really, you should go check out our YouTubes right now because our YouTube's Double Shift Pod, its basis between the words, has a lot of good stuff. It has some shorts, but it also has full-length episode videos that you guys can consume. So we're a real podcast now. We have video. People like watching radio shows, if that makes sense. I don't know why, but they do, and I'm one of them. Honestly, I prefer watching podcasts a lot of the times. I don't know what it is, but that is all on our YouTubes, and you should go check it out.
YouTubes.
And yeah, our full-length videos are out. They have graphics and text that pops up, and it's fun. I like it.
We're so fancy.
We are fancy. Donnell will never watch it. She doesn't want to see or hear herself, but
I do not.
Everyone else should watch it. So yeah, go check it out. Good job, Jeff.
Check it out. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for once, good job.
For once, you're so mean.
I can't help it.
I know you can't.
It's like part of the shtick, right? The old let's make fun of Jeff shtick.
Stick it to you.
But you know, he's an okay guy and he does pretty good work. So yeah, go check it out, please, and comment and like and share and all that dumb shit that people say when they're
comment, like, subscribe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, smash that like button.
Yeah.
Ding.
Ding.
All right, let's get to this week's episode, which is blandly titled "You Look Marvelous," because we will be discussing all things Marvel comics, video games. Marvel comic video games. Very meta here. Donnell, are you a Marvel fan? Or did you grow up with the comics, or do you like the MCU, or you think it's all just okay?
Yeah, it's all okay. I was never a fan of comics. I've definitely seen the movies. I know of the characters, but I don't say I don't like them. I just never was like, oh, I can't wait to go read those, or oh, I can't wait to go watch them.
Yeah.
Meh.
No, it's good because the segment at the end of the show is based on you not knowing Marvel.
Great.
Because, you know, we're going to do one of our favorite segments. But we'll get to that at the end of the show.
Awesome, can't wait.
Yeah, growing up, I was obsessed with Marvel comics. My brother and I were always going to comic book stores and getting all sorts of things and cards and all that kind of stuff. As an adult, I'm kind of in and out, to be honest. Like, I'm not super obsessed with comics, although pretty recently I'm kind of in again. So I started watching Daredevil on Disney Plus, and it's like really good. Even if you don't like comics, it's actually really good. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, I remember liking comics. So my local library, shout out to local libraries, has actually an
Oh.
excellent, sorry, Mortal Kombat voice, excellent
Excellent.
selection of comics. So I've been kind of like renting a lot of them and reading them. It's fun, so, So why buy them? Just support your local library.
We were at Barnes and Nobles yesterday, actually, and we were noticing all like the manga and then the comics and all that stuff they actually had there. They had a good selection, and we were kind of impressed.
They do, yeah, and they have like a bunch of like board games there now, and Barnes and Nobles it's fun.
The closest one to me, well, I think that's the one I went to. Was closest one. It's like 25 minutes away, but such a shame.
I'd say Barnes and Nobles sponsor us, although that might make them bankrupt. That might do it. So we got to keep them in business.
Oh
So
no, that's true.
Free shout out Barnes and Nobles.
Well, I was just thinking that yesterday. Like you were just talking about going there and reading. People just sit there and read. How are they making money?
they
People
do.
don't buy anything.
They should be at the library, but
They buy the coffee from the Starbucks and stuff like that. Like, but
Right.
or whatever they have in there. But I didn't actually see anybody buying anything.
they're single-handedly destroying the bookstore business.
But it is cool because you can hang out in there, and it's cool and
Literally.
smells
Literally cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Smells like coffee.
Coffee and paper. So
Yeah.
that's a free advertisement for you, Barnes.
Yeah.
Even though
There you go.
it's not Barnes and Nobles, right? Did I mess that up? Is it Noble?
I know.
I don't know.
I always
know
say
now.
it. I think I always say it wrong too.
So got out of that one. So yeah, Marvel.
Marvel.
Because I'm watching TV and reading books. We're doing a Marvel show today. Yay!
Well,
Most recently, I've been playing a game called Marvel Rivals with our guest double shift writer Sam Squanch. We've been playing that since it came out. I say playing. Sam plays it a lot. I hop on every couple weeks and basically drink beer. And I choose Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl.
Yes,
I
because
like the
she's the
name.
easiest character to control. And you kind of just like run around and shoot things, and sometimes you hit them. So it's like I don't have to be good at the game, but it's fun to hang out. The art's cool, and it's free to play. Yay!
Yay.
And it's not pay to win either. You can buy like skins and emotes and that kind of stuff, and more on that later because our guest writer Sam Squanch has a guest write up about Marvel Rivals. But yeah, free to play, not pay to win. I'm always down with that. So shout out Marvel Rivals. But this wouldn't be double shifted. We didn't talk about old stuff. So let's talk about
Me.
Danelle. Old stuff Danelle, they call her. Let's see here. This next segment, it's called A Quick History of Mikey's Marvel Video Game History. Not the full history because A, that's boring, and 3 or C or whatever number or letter we're on now, we don't have time for that horse hockey. That's the name of the segment. It's a working title.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Thank you. I didn't think I'd get through it, but I did.
You did.
I'm proud. We can actually probably end the show right now. Yay!
Sometimes you can't even get through the opening segment without fumbling, and you know it by heart, and you did this one perfectly.
Right. No, yeah, talking. It's funny. I on this show talking, and I'm not even good at it. But here we are.
You are. That's why you're the host of this show.
Oh, great. We're doomed. Our first game is called Silver Surfer for the NES. Fork that game.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not saying it sucks, but it's hard as hell.
Oh, well, of course. It's an old school game.
Yeah, it's like a shooter, kind of like a... what would you have worked on at Namco? Like R-Type, maybe?
What the heck?
Or maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, it's like one of those like side-scrolling shooter type games, right? Where you shoot spaceships and it's really hard. So, something back in the day it would kind of go something like this. Excuse me, Rangoon Video and Pager. I would like to return this game in exchange for another. Oh, is it broken, sir? No, it's hard as hell and I can't play it. So I say that to just go on a side tangent, and the title of this side tangent segment, Danelle, is another long one. The
Uh-huh.
time that I used the NES Advantage controller to trick my dad into believing a game you rented was broken, so you could return it for another one.
Awesome.
So it wasn't Silver Surfer, but as I was typing that, I remembered that I did
Nice.
this one. So there was a game called
That's
Nintendo
hilarious.
World Cup,
Oh
um,
no.
which was a
That's
soccer
soccer?
game.
Yeah,
Soccer
I
game.
figured.
Do you remember River City Ransom or one of the best NES games ever, Super Dodgeball, by any chance?
Nope.
So that was
Dodgeball.
yes. Oh my God, Super Dodgeball for the NES is goated. It means it's really good.
Wow.
Um, but so there's a series of characters and that make a ton of these games, and this Nintendo World Cup was one of them. So I thought I would
Okay.
like it, but
Yeah.
within 5 minutes of playing it, I don't know, I just didn't like it. I don't know why. I was young,
Yeah.
but I had
Yeah.
renter's remorse, and I was like, oh man.
It
Um,
happens. You get a feel for it for sure. You start playing and you're like, I don't like this.
yeah, it's like, oh, now I'm stuck with this for the weekend, and I don't want to be.
Dad, controller's broken.
Yeah. So like,
Oh,
I wanted to take it back and exchange it for something else, but like my dad was the type of guy who like wouldn't let me do that unless something was wrong. Like kind of like I had to live
oh.
with my choice type thing, and he just didn't
Yeah.
want to deal with it either. It's a pretty good
Yep.
life lesson, honestly,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but
I like it.
also there's a craftiness involved that's also a good life lesson on how to innocently trick people. So my poor dad. I had the NES Advantage controller. Do you remember that by chance?
I don't know.
It
It
was the
sounds.
big arcade stick
Oh,
thingy,
yes.
right?
Absolutely.
And it
Yes.
had like turbo controls and big old pause and start buttons, and it had a slow motion control.
Oh,
Um,
really?
Slow motion for me, I think it said.
Oh, my, yes.
It didn't.
Juvenile.
That song wasn't out yet. But also, my dad didn't know jack shite about video games. So I
Awesome.
could trick him pretty easily. So I was like, Dad, something's wrong with this game. So he came out and he took a look, and basically using all those like extra controls that I just mentioned, I was just kind of like playing it, but like kind
You're
of
such a
hitting them.
jerk. You're so
And
sneaky.
so it made it look like the game was just like glitching, like
Oh my gosh,
um,
Mikey.
and it looked like it didn't work. And my dad knew that I knew video games very well. In
Yeah.
fact, when we rented that game that night, originally they were like, "Oh, do you need the manual?" And he was like, "No, he doesn't need it. He's really good at figuring these things out." And I was like, "Oh, Dad."
Aw.
So, anyways, I convinced him that it was broken, and we went back and said it didn't work, and like to exchange it for another one. And they swore that it wasn't broken, and their games don't break. And he was just like, "No, my son showed me it, and it really clearly doesn't work." He barked, and after that
Wow.
bark, they let
Does
us
he know
exchange
this to
it.
this day?
I
Or did you tell him?
I might have mentioned it at one point,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't remember.
Wow.
And I don't remember what other game I got, but it felt like a victory. So yeah, that's how I
You
con.
can't do this anymore because you're a dad, and all the dads nowadays, they've been playing games their whole life now, so you can't do this much anymore, I would say.
No, and plus there's no like rentals either. Like there's I mean, I
True.
don't know.
Well, yeah, but if like we bought a game online or so, or if you
Right.
downloaded a game and it didn't work, you can't be like, you can't fool me. Like,
Yeah, I know all the tricks.
yeah, I know all the tricks.
Um,
Funny. That's a funny story.
yeah. Oh, my poor dad.
I
Gullible.
know.
Um, yeah. So I don't remember what I exchanged it for, but it certainly wasn't Captain America and the Avengers for the NES back on Marvel.
Oh.
Semi fork this game.
Oh.
I borrowed this from a neighbor, and there
Oh.
was a game of the same name that was out in arcades, and it was really dope. It was basically like
Oh.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, but with Avenger characters. So
Yeah.
that was the cream of the crop back then, that type of game. But the NES version was different. It was like single player, side scrolling, beat 'em up NES style, so it was like really hard.
Yeah.
And the SNES port was more like the arcade version. But the NES
Oh.
port was nothing like the arcade version, so I wasn't a huge fan of it. But speaking of arcades, Nell, do you remember the X-Men arcade game? The
Nope.
classic giant cabinet. I'm so disappointed. This isn't me trying to give you and Jeff a hug. This is me like throwing my hands up in disbelief.
I
Yeah, That was like the dopest arcade game back in the day.
Dopest dope I ever smoked.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, say that again. I don't want to cut you off. The dopest dope. Oh,
Nope.
made her freeze. Great. All right.
Oh.
Anyways, the cabinet had 6 players, so like it was like a ridiculously big cabinet.
Dang, no, I don't. I should remember this.
Oh man, it was basically like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but you were X-Men. Beat 'em up, superpowers that drained your health when you use them, multiple characters, and then I could hear the character Colossus, right? Maybe not. It's kind of striking out here with my questions. It's okay. They'd all do like their superpower move, and Colossus would kind of like I don't know, be able like flex, and like it would make everyone fall, but it went so I can remember that sound over and over.
Yeah, you need a sound clip of that.
Yeah, no, it's me throwing up. Anyone that listens to this and remembers that game will remember for sure. I'm sure my neighbors right now are like, "What the fuck is going on over there?"
He's drunk already? It's not even noon, or it is noon
soon. So if you were at the arcades back in the day, which Danelle clearly never was, this was the cab to be on.
I did, but I stayed away from the arcade. I'd play golf and stuff. I told you, I was just too shy. I didn't want to be around kids. I was the only kid. I didn't go with my friends, so I didn't want to go play with random kids that I didn't know. I was just too shy. I stayed away, especially if there was a big group of kids.
Right.
Of course, I'd walk by to see what they were playing, like, oh, what's everybody interested in? And then I'm not going to stand here anymore and just walk away.
Oh, poor little Danelle wearing her...
I was tall. I wasn't little.
Oh, sorry. Poor, tall Danelle wearing her, I don't know, Taylor Dane t-shirt. And...
Taylor Dane? Oh,
sorry.
God.
I was just trying to think of something.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I would have been wearing. I don't even know. It's just some random t-shirt and some jeans.
Reba McEntire t-shirt.
Oh, God. I didn't listen to country.
I know. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, that game was dope. They really ought to re-release it. They should.
They should. Maybe after this, they'll hear us talking about it, and they will.
I hope so, and I hope we get a piece of the pie.
What kind of pie?
I was just pausing to think. I like a good apple pie with the.
That's American, truly American.
Ice cream. Yeah, it isn't coming out obviously today because we're recording, but today is 4th of July at the time of recording. So yeah, good old apple pie, like a pecan pie.
Ooh.
Or like a chocolate like a chocolate pie, like a cream base.
Chocolate mousse pie? Oh.
Yeah, chocolate mousse pie. There you go. I didn't want to say it in a way that would give the internet clips. So.
Oh.
Yeah, the internet's full of terrible, disgusting people, and now we're on it. So yeah, so those are some old school games, and I remember that obviously I didn't really like them that much until we got to the arcade thing. But SNES and Genesis had some good ones. I'm just gonna shout them out really quick for like time purposes, and also I don't have like a ton of like memories or funny anecdotes about them. Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Those were all dope. Shout out to them.
I remember Maximum Carnage for some reason.
Yeah, it had a cool cover. And Carnage was a pretty cool character in the Marvel Universe. He was like a red Venom, basically.
Yeah.
But, like, grosser. But what I do want to talk about is, Marvel and Capcom has a love affair, I should say. Capcom obviously likes Marvel so much that they put their own fighting game characters against them. And obviously, my favorite one is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Might be
classic.
Might be one of my favorite games of all time. You are familiar with that one, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I played it, but oh gosh, everybody's played that game. Everyone I've ever worked with ever played it, and everyone talked about it, and so popular.
For sure. And even though I've sunk a lot of hours into it, I do kind of suck at it comparatively to other people that are like really good. I mean, listen, I would smoke both you and Jeff, but anyone else?
I don't know.
Oh shoot!
Oh no!
And that fool too. I'd smoke him too. He doesn't want any smoke.
Oh god!
Shout out to EP. But anyone who considers himself decent at it would annihilate me.
Aww.
So for those who don't know, it's basically Street Fighter, but it has a tag team system and it has crazy moves with giant animations and a million hits. It plays really fast and it looks really cool. And so I have talked about it, I think, already a few times on this show. So honestly, I won't go on and on about it. But what I would like to do is listen to the character select screen music. Producer Jeff, if you could cue that up, that would be dope. We can listen to it for, I don't know, 30 seconds or something.
Wanna take you for a ride.
What?
Wanna take you for a ride.
This is a character selection?
Yeah.
Wanna take you for
Yep.
a ride.
Who's your character? You know.
Wanna take you for a ride.
So
I would
it,
have not expected this.
Wanna take you
it plays over and over, right? Like if you just sit on the screen,
Wanna take you for
you're just gonna hear this. Super jazzy.
I want to get my boogie shoes on.
Yeah, your boogie shoes.
Wanna take you for a
Boogie oogie oogie. So, yep, that's a banger. So, like, when I would play this game at home, sometimes I would just sit on the character select screen.
I could see that.
Boogie down. I love it. And that I have to give a shout out. So, there's a music group out there called the 8-Bit Big Band. 8-Bit Big Band. That's really hard to say.
8-Bit Big Band. Oh, gosh.
They do big band kind of jazzy covers of video game songs. And then there's a group called Lawrence. It's like a brother-sister group.
What?
They're featured in the song as the singers. So they, 8-Bit Big Band, along with Lawrence, do a cover of this song. But they make it like a full reimagining of it. So they add like, you know, verse lyrics before they get to the I won't want to take you for a ride. Ooh, that was pitchy. Sorry.
Ooh.
I'll get it right next time. But yeah, and it includes a nod to Tower of Power and Kool and the Gang. So that song is a bop, and my entire family actually agrees. It's a popular one here. So I recommend that one to all of you video game music fans out there. But all this talking has gotten me hungry, Danelle. So I think
am hungry too. I haven't had lunch yet. I don't know. The snack's gonna make me hungrier.
I think it might today. Jeff,
Oh no.
cue that music and make it jazzy if you can.
Snacks.
Yeah. All right. Gamer Snacks, the segment where we pair dope games with great food, just like fine wine and fancy food. And Danelle, I'm going back somewhere today, not to Cali because I haven't left.
Wow.
But well, actually, we kind of are going to Cali because we're going back to Disneyland. I'm sorry, I know I've done a Disneyland segment before.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
This is a Marvel episode, so stick with me. I initially thought about this, and then I was like, I did Disneyland, but I looked up like Marvel snacks, and basically you're gonna find like fruit snacks and popsicles, and I was like, eh.
Oh.
Have I done a Disneyland segment before? Heck yes, mister, but I have not done a specific restaurant, and that's what I'm doing today. And that is Pym Test Kitchen in California's Adventure. Of course, the Pym Labs is what made Paul Rudd into Ant-Man in the movies.
Okay.
And I bring up Ant-Man, actually, and actually, before I bring this story up, it might be like the third or fourth time we've mentioned Paul Rudd on the show, so I'm going to take every opportunity to do that. You know,
Yeah.
He's going to hear it one day. He's going to pick up the podcast and throw millions, if not billions of dollars into it, I think.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man, did you see that movie by chance?
I did.
Okay, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
Whether or not you like the comics.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love that dreamy Paul Rudd? I'll tell you what.
I know. Yeah.
But when we were working at MZ, every once in a while they would do things like movie days where they would rent out an entire theater. And back before like they just did it with certain teams or people who signed up, they would do it with the entire company. This is, I guess, when it was small enough to be able to do that. So we're all going to the theater to watch Ant-Man with everyone from MZ, including the big bosses. And when we get there, I forgot what they called it at the time, but one of those emergency bugs in live came up, and we all had to jump on it. But everyone was at the movie theater. And I'm in line getting like popcorn and beer, And one of the co-founders of MZ looks at me. He goes, "Could we get your help really quick?" And so in the lobby of this whatever AMC, there's
Okay.
like 10 people from MZ with laptops and devices and stuff testing this grit.
Oh,
As they now call
no.
it. They call it
I knew
something
you were
different.
going to say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
they called it
Lord.
something different back then. And I forget
Yeah.
what the issue was, but it was
Can never get away from work, I
it was
swear.
pure ridiculousness to like do that. And
Yeah.
I was the only QA that they could find, and I found the issue really quickly. Luckily, the co-founder was like the best engineer at the studio, so like he found a fix really quickly, like a Band-Aid fix. It still
Wow.
took like, I don't know, 30 minutes. We had
They brought laptops and stuff with them, I'm assuming. Oh,
yeah, of course,
Jesus.
yeah, of course. We
Yeah.
had to like deploy the fix to live and make sure that was
Oh
good and all
my
that kind of stuff.
God.
But we made it in time, I think, before the movie started, and I ended up sitting next to the co-founder, and I proceeded to take a nap during most of the movie. And I was like, oh, shoot, dude, I took a nap next to the co-founder. He's going to be bummed. And then I woke up at one point, and I looked over, and he was also asleep. So
Nice. Okay,
we
well.
worked too much. So anyways, Pym Test Kitchen, are you familiar with that? In
Nope.
Avengers Land or whatever they call it? You
Nope,
used to go
never
to
heard of it.
Disneyland a lot, but not so much anymore, huh?
No.
Yeah.
But it's in California Adventure, too, you said.
Yeah. So
I didn't really go to that one very often.
dude, I like California Adventure because it has beer.
I know, but I just felt like it was, I don't know, I liked classic
I know.
Disneyland.
Yeah. My family agrees. Pym Test Kitchen located in comic book Nerdland or Adventuresland. In Disney's California Adventure, because what do people who want to visit California, what do they want? They want an adventure.
That was very anticlimactic.
I know. Yeah. I just think it's funny that a California theme park has a California themed park.
I
If
know.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do like it a lot because of the food and the booze.
Yeah.
Let me highlight some Pym items here.
Oh, okay.
The Quantum Pretzel is an
Ooh.
insanely large Bavarian-style pretzel full of salty
Oh.
crevasses and goodness. Served with 2 tiny cups of beer cheese. So they do need
oh.
more sauce.
Always. You never get enough sauce anywhere you go, I swear.
Yeah, and I think you can ask for some, but there's a theme with this. That's a giant pretzel and 2 tiny little things.
Okay.
My rating for that is I love soft pretzels with beer cheese, super bomb, great with beer. That's my rating.
Sounds delicious.
The next item I'm going to point out is the not so little chicken sandwich. So it's basically like a giant schnitzel size piece of flat like fried chicken. It's super good. It has like some bomb Asian style sauces. I say Asian style because it's like teriyaki and Thai chili, so kind of a fusion there.
Huh.
And then it's served on a tiny ass brioche bun.
What? So how does it fit in it?
Giant chicken, tiny ass
Yeah.
brioche bun.
Oh my gosh, that's
Um,
ridiculous.
So remember, this is the Ant-Man kitchen. So their theme basically is their food is like either blown up or shrunk down.
Got it.
more
That
or
makes
less.
sense.
That's-
Okay.
That's their thing, yeah. I got that. There was one night we were at the park, and my wife and youngest daughter they were done. They were like, we're going back to the hotel, but my oldest daughter was not, and so we hung out in California Adventure for the last couple hours, and I hadn't like eaten anything all day, so we went to Pym, and I got that, and oh my god, that giant chicken sandwich thing hit the spot.
Yeah.
And some people don't like it because of the small bread.
Oh.
But listen, you
But
don't
it's
need
for
that.
the purpose of it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and you don't need that much bread. You just don't.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chicken's perfectly cooked, juicy, and flavorful. The
Oh, I'm
sauces and the
so
slaw
hungry.
are perfect with it. My rating is I love fried chicken with Asian flavors and slaw. Super bomb, great with beer. My rating. The next item is they have a side of smoked bacon that you can get.
Side of bacon?
You can just get a side of bacon. I think bacon added to everything is overrated, but I think bacon on its own is fantastic. My rating is I love bacon on its own. Super bomb, great with beer. Obviously, all this great with beer talk's got me thirsty to know.
Yeah.
They also have beer. Usually rotating.
Who would have thunk?
I checked last night, and right now they have Sierra Nevada's Sunny Little Thing, which I'm a fan of. Sierra Nevada is like my favorite. My rating is I love Sierra Nevada beer. Super bomb, great with, well, beer. I guess I can't do that. But
Hmm.
and you're gonna like this, I think, Danelle. They also,
Okay.
you know what else is great with beer? Cocktails.
Oh my gosh, stupid.
And then the one I'm gonna point out the only one that I've tried
Yeah.
is Proton Potation. It's called.
Oh.
It's vodka with lemonade and grenadine,
Hmm.
and it has little popping boba candy things, which
Oh, nope.
I think are like mango flavored. And my kids always want a sip
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Yeah, it's not like tapioca; it's like candy. My kids
Okay.
always want to sip because like they see the boba, and obviously we
Yeah.
don't give it. But I'll tell you what, I think when both my girls turn 21, instead of Las Vegas, they're gonna go to like Disneyland, and
Yeah, aw.
which would
Hey,
be
that's not bad though. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
it
fun.
is. It's just a different type of. I don't want to say it like this. A different type of person, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's.
yeah.
It's. I would totally agree with that. That'd
More
be fun for
wholesome.
me.
And Vegas,
Yeah.
Vegas is
I mean,
Vegas.
it's overpriced. Well, I guess Disneyland's overpriced too, but
Absolutely.
it's just a different type of fun. I like
Yeah.
it there, the atmosphere, and no.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you and I like it. Jeff, not so much.
Does he like anything?
No. Well, you might like this cocktail though, and my rating for that is pretty good drink for the price. Super bomb, great with beer. So obviously we need to pair all this food with some games, and I say some games because I chose multiple foods from the same family. Gonna choose multiple games from the same family, and of course it's the Marvel episode, so I'm going to go with some games Danelle surely has never heard of. X-Men Legends and Marvel Ultimate Alliance from the GameCube era.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't ring a bell, I'm guessing.
No. Well, Ultimate Alliance does.
Oh, okay, good. And yes, I list all eras by the current Nintendo console of that day. So that's the GameCube era, not the anything
Oh,
else.
got
Yeah,
it,
so,
got it.
yeah.
Well, really quickly before you move on, I have a food. I actually had the
Ooh.
Fantastic Four pizza from Little Caesars last week.
Oh no, do tell. I actually oh yeah, no, do tell. I was curious about that. I saw it on the internets.
Yeah, I ordered it just because it was 4 different types of pizzas, and so I was like, well, that's kind of cool because everyone can kind of get what they want. Although it was only 2 slices of each, and so
Right.
it was like
So you
two
gotta order
slices of
two.
jalapeno and 2 slices of cheese and 2 slices of pepperoni, and don't remember what the last one was.
Wait, do you get to choose, or is it?
No.
Oh, okay, okay. Huh.
It was. Oh, it's like so. I think one of them was. It was
Sausage.
just sausage, just cheese, just pepperoni, and then the jalapeno with the pepperoni. And that was the one that went first.
Right.
The jalapeno and the pepperoni. But it's kind of funny you would mention this because I was like, wait a minute, I just had a Marvel pizza actually.
Oh yeah, no, I should get that right now, and eat the whole thing to myself. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jalapeno pepperoni pizza is, dare I say, goated. I love
And
it.
theirs was spicy. I don't know how. I swear, when I buy jalapenos, half the time they're not that spicy, and then half the time they're so extremely spicy.
Yeah,
And this one was. It was pretty spicy,
they're tricky, those jalapenos.
but it was delicious. So
I got jalapeno hands one time, making
Oh,
a
no.
jalapeno bacon cornbread for Thanksgiving, and I
Oh, that
sliced
sounds so good.
and diced and de-seeded like I don't know 20 jalapenos with no gloves, which usually is fine. But later that night, when I took a shower, I guess all the oils
Yeah,
scooped out from my hand, and
Yeah.
my entire body was on fire. So that was fun.
that's crazy.
I felt like the Human Torch.
Yeah.
Look at me bringing it around to Marvel.
Didn't.
Um,
All right, sorry to side tangent, but
Disney and Little Caesars, please sponsor us. Please.
Yeah.
Please. We need money. So yeah, X-Men Legends and Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I love all those games. X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2 came first. You're basically the X-Men, and you can choose from a bunch of different X-Men, and basically
Yeah.
the gameplay is it's like an isometric view, and then you punch and you mutant power people into oblivion. It's kind of like Diablo in a sense. You run from room to room, level to level. You punch and you mutant power things until they die, and then sometimes you get an item, and then you go to the next room, and then you punch and you mutant power things until they die.
oh,
And then you build a different team, a team of different X-Men, and you switch between those X-Men and X-Women, and you punch and you mutant power things. So it was simple, dumb, but really fun, and done really well. It had a great art style, and honestly didn't get too boring ever for me. I played the crap out of that, and then the same company made Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Pretty much the same thing, except bigger roster of characters, a better story, better graphics, and level design. But basically, you punched and you superheroed the crap out of enemies until they died, and got things that gave you access to other levels so you could punch and superhero enemies to death.
Woo, that was a lot.
It was. I need a nap. A different company made Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, but and yeah, that was the same thing but better. Superhero punch levels, Blade. They had Blade in it. Blade's sick. So I loved it. I sunk hours into it. I played it over and over because there's so many characters. And then some copyright and legal BS came along, and now those games are no longer available digitally. So you Disney owns everything. The rights to that company expired.
Yeah.
Disney actually will probably own this podcast soon.
Oh God! Could you imagine?
It's fine. Get a free not so little chicken sandwich for our troubles. But yeah, you have to like own the old school consoles and the games if you want to play them, or you could like download a ROM. But that's illegal.
Superhero Punch sounds like a good drink I'd want to try.
I bet. Yeah, and I bet if that doesn't exist as like a hard seltzer or something like that, I'd be
Or a jungle juice is what I was thinking. Like
yeah.
Everything just mixing together and then.
I can't do a jungle juice in this day and age. I might not make it.
Aww.
There is a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch that came out several years ago. I haven't played it. I want to. It never goes on sale. It's still $60, and at this point, I refused to pay that much for a game that came out before the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm waiting on my local library to get it, and I'm confident.
You in this library. I was going to say you sponsor you.
They don't make money. They don't have money to give. They have an excellent video game selection though. So yeah, no, sponsor us, local library.
I'll see that we're on the same page. That's what I was just thinking.
Hold on. So anyways, yeah, there you have it. Amazing food paired with 4 amazing games. You know what they all have in common? These food and these games, they're great with beer.
Oh my gosh. Should have known.
What are your thoughts on these snacks and these games and this segment and pizza and Marvel and all that?
I like it. There's a lot.
There is.
There was a lot today. You had a lot to talk about. Lots of different stories and food and...
Too much.
It made me hungry. I haven't eaten yet, so all this food just sounds so good. I want some Marvel food now.
Yeah, I think I just had a yogurt. Ugh,
I just had coffee today so far. That's it.
Not good. Jeff's over here smoking an entire brisket that he's going to eat to himself while his family watches with empty plates.
Yeah, he's going to stab it with a fork and eat it, and it's like they're all going to watch him and their mouths are going to drool.
Yeah. Where's my napkin? See? That's actually what Jeff sounds like. All right. Someone who doesn't insult Jeff every chance they get is our good friend Sam Squanch, who is our guest writer for this show.
Oh, yeah.
I had mentioned earlier that he has a guest write-up for us, and it has to do with Marvel Rivals. And so...
okay.
Yeah, we played last night, which was a lot of fun. So, again... Marvel Rivals is a free-to-play team shooter, and you can spend your hard-earned cash, or sometimes you can grind in special events to get currency. You can spend it on cosmetic updates to your characters, including emotes. And so not too long ago, Sam used some of his currency on an emote. I'm not going to say which one it is, because it's in his list, and it's basically his highest rated, so I don't want to ruin it.
Oh.
But, that's like a tough choice sometimes, spending your money on a dumb thing like an emote. But was it worth it?
Yeah.
It definitely works it, so yes, it was worth it.
Okay.
So every time he does the emote, it's like super funny, and all the other characters come and they join and they do their emote and they jump around and I'm all excited like. So I asked him if he would make a Marvel Rivals emote tier list.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. And keep that in mind that I asked him once I start reading as Sam here. But here we go. Here's the Marvel Rivals emote tier list from Sam. Enjoy. All right. There are so many Marvel Rival tier lists out there. Character tiers, ultimate tiers, skins, stages. So here is a tier list that no one asked for. The Marvel Rivals emote tier list. Now, obviously, I asked him to do it. So nobody but me wants this list.
Well,
Danelle, guess what?
All
We got
you.
210 emotes to go through.
Holy cow!
And we're not going to put it in any order, or Sam's not putting it in any order. So he says, and I quote, "Buckle the F up." I didn't read the whole quote. All right,
Yeah.
We start with all characters default emotes. Boring. Most look like idle animations that would already be in another game. D tier. So pretty low.
Yeah.
And since each character has one, that's 38 down, so only 172 to go.
Wow.
So we're getting through it a lot quicker.
All right.
Than
That was,
that.
yep.
All characters Brain Blast. Makes their heads big and goofy like Donkey Kong mode on GoldenEye, but dumber and not as classy. F tier. I hate all 38 of them all.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's 38 more down. Only 134 left.
Yeah, we're going through this fast.
Yeah. The next one is Emma Frost, Cerebro or Cerebro, depending on how you want to pronounce that. She uses Professor X's Cerebro, and that's cool because X-Men rules. If you don't know what a Cerebro is, it's Spanish for brain. Hope that clears things up. B tier. Beer tier.
Beer tier. Look at you. You got beer on.
Listen, it is a holiday.
Make a beer tier.
That is the beer, the newly founded beer tier for Emma Frost.
Oh my gosh,
Cerebro.
so good.
Next one, also a beer tier or a B tier, is Captain America. Holds back a floating infinity gauntlet. And Sam goes on to say, can we all agree that Captain America is a weird character to still be toting around? Like just a rebranded Uncle Sam used as pro-war propaganda during World War II. But whatever, that emote's kind of neat. B tier.
Oh.
So I just wanted to say that about Captain America. Next one is Jeff.
Yep.
Now let me pause for a second. Jeff, not our Jeff, but Danelle, do you know Jeff from Marvel by any chance?
Nope, didn't
Jeff
know there was someone just named Jeff.
No, it's Jeff the Land Shark, and he is adorable, and I recommend you look up Jeff the Land Shark. But this emote is called New Kicks. So Jeff is wearing shoes, and Sam says, I know it's just a reference to that Italian brain rot thing of the AI three-legged shark and high tops. I hate it, but that's just because I'm old, probably. C tier, because he assumes that the kids liked it. Next one is Luna Snow, DJ table. This is only cool emote, he writes. Possibly forgetting a word there. She only has like 4 of them, including the dumbass Brain Blast big head bullshit one. No love for Luna, so she doesn't have enough emotes in his opinion. But that DJ table one gets a B tier.
Oh.
Next one is Spider-Man Guitar Smash. He smashes an electric guitar like he was raised without any Spider-Manners.
Oh, good. That was good. That's good.
B tier.
Wow. Didn't.
Yeah. All characters, pretty much any emote from a seasonal event. D tier. They all feel so out of place when not in the seasonal context. Like, why do we really want an emote of Jeff building a snowman with jingle bells in the background all the time?
That's true.
Or the Hellfire Gala event where all the emotes are just them sitting in a fancy chair, waltzing, or looking at a cup of not alcohol. So that's D tier. And guess what, Danelle? We're guessing. Now we're all just guessing. That's got to be like 132 more. So there's only 2 left that we have to get through.
My gosh, no way.
And
that
this
was
one,
quick.
This one is the one that Sam bought and that we love when he does. This is Venom twerking.
No.
Like, why is he even doing
serious?
that? Is it from a comic or something? From the movies that I didn't see? Like, what is this even? He has hearts in his eyes, music plays, and he just claps cheeks into the night on a loop.
Oh my god.
Freaking S tier, a true crowd pleaser, and a team morale booster. I agree.
Oh my god.
And then last but certainly not least, Emma Frost's Make It Rain, A tier, but when paired with Venom's twerk, S++ tier simply doesn't get better than that.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
So that is Sam's tier list for Marvel Rivals emotes. Thank you, Sam Swanch.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, not only informative, but hilarious as always. And let's get a sponsor from Marvel Rivals. I mean, come on. I'm digging for sponsors here.
Yeah.
But before we end this show and get to our sponsors, we have to get to one of my favorite segments that we've come up with in the last few episodes. And this, of course, is Rapido Firo Danelle Designs and Rates Games. And what I wrote was, now, before I even asked Danelle, I'm assuming while writing this episode that she wasn't a huge Marvel fan. I am sure she has seen a few movies in the MCU, but that is Disney now, and it largely doesn't count as being a true Marvel fan, which is fine, by the way, nerds and such. But I assumed, and I was right. But just in case you were like a huge Marvel fangirl or whatever, I was cautious. And I basically went and I got the most obscure characters that I could find from the Marvel Universe.
Oh, no.
So that you wouldn't know them. And this is what we're going to do. You don't have to be Marvel themed if you don't want to, but you know this segment, right? I'm going to give you a title, or in this case a name, just a character name, and you have to tell me what the video game is and rate it. It is my favorite segment. I know you don't think that you do it well, but
I know, I don't like this.
The internet is a buzzin'. And buzzin' is the internet. And this is the hottest segment this side of podcast land since podcasts were invented. And then, besides, I like it. So, again, I'm going to give you a name. It is a Marvel character, but you don't have to make it like a superhero thing. Just whatever comes out of that Denelio head of yours.
Okay.
And then you got to rate it. So the first one is Egghead.
Oh, wow. You put yourself in boiling water and see how long it takes you to pop.
Yes.
Or you got to take you out of the water before you pop, and if you pop, you die.
You got to, like, there's various levels with various size of the pots of boiling water or something.
And there's, like, extra large eggs, there's large eggs, there's, ostrich eggs. So you know, maybe you never cooked one before. You don't know how long they take to cook.
It's true.
We're cook chat.
Oh, man, you've been hanging out with kids, if you know we're cook chat.
Yeah, he's right behind me, in fact.
All right, chat. What do you rate this game?
Oh yeah, an E for egg.
Perfect.
I don't know. Something popped in my head.
The next game that you're designing is called Armadillo.
Oh gosh. This is a Western where you walk around finding stuff in the Old West and shooting things.
Yeah.
There's tumbleweeds and an old barn, and it sounds fun to be in the Old West dirt. And I'm gonna give it 3 stars.
Are you an armadillo that are finding things and shooting things in the Old West?
Yeah, you're an armadillo and you're walking around in the West and you're picking things up to shoot other things you see along the way.
Yeah, you kick open.
Could be armadillos, could be a person, it could be anything. A horse.
Oh no, not a horse.
A mustache.
You kick open the doors of the saloon. You're like, I'm an armadillo and I'm here to find things and shoot people, but not horses.
Yeah, and then you just roll up into a ball, and so people can't get you or can't shoot you back. And
I would play that.
For some reason, I thought of, I don't know if you've ever had an armadillo egg. It's not an actual egg, but we made them for a barbecue, and like it's like sausage and wrapped in like a bunch of like other stuff. But that's what popped in my head first, and I was thinking that was too obscure to barbecue. That's what you do in this armadillo game. You're barbecuing.
No, it's the Western game, but in our snacks segment, someday we'll have armadillo eggs and pair it with the new hit designed by Danelle called Armadillo. Who's not an obscure Marvel character, but a game where you walk around the Old West and find things and shoot people. The next one is Blackout.
Ooh, this is a character?
Yeah, these are all characters. Yeah.
This is so interesting. I don't know. First thing that popped in my head is that game where you like, what is it? You close your eyes and you walk around trying to grab people's ankles. Maybe that was Mikey, but we never played that game.
That sounds like
that's what you do in this game. You can't see, and you got to walk around and try and
grab ankles.
Yeah, you're on the floor and you're walking around blind, and it's like a tag game.
Nice.
Like tag.
My favorite part when you describe these games is you're always walking around.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You're walking around. You're finding things.
I don't know. I don't know why that's in my head. See, I'm not very good at this.
No,
Blackout,
you are.
though?
No, stop it. Oh, no, actually, continue thinking that you're not very good at it, because don't change anything, because that's the secret sauce. But what do you rate Blackout? Doesn't sound that great.
No, it doesn't sound that great. This is going to be D-list. D-tier.
No, nice. D-tier.
D-tier.
All right, how many more of these do you have in you? Because I wrote down way more than probably I normally do, so...
I know. I
I
see
do want to
those
hear
right
what you
now.
think Boom Boom is. What is Boom Boom?
I don't even know.
Walking
I don't.
around,
I know. Walking around, shooting people
floating,
again.
boom booming.
Boom boom. Is it fireworks? You're shooting fireworks at each
There you
other.
go. Yeah. Walking around
Um,
shooting fireworks at each
walking
other.
around shooting
Trying
fireworks
not to
at
get arrested
people.
by the cops and the drones that are following you. It's a 4th of July
Yeah.
game. Boom boom.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I was thinking. 4th of July.
Yeah.
Oh my
Boom
gosh.
boom.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room.
Nice. I knew that was coming at some point.
I know.
We tested a game at EA. God, what was that called? Boom Boom Rocket or something, and it was a fireworks rhythm game. So,
What?
but this one's better. You're walking around, you're shooting fireworks at each other. What do you rate this one?
This is um B tier because I like fireworks.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it'd be fun
Um,
to shoot them at each other and
all
catch on
right,
fire.
I'm gonna give you two more, just
Oh.
for time, and I don't want to fatigue you. The other ones that we didn't get to are Hazmat, Jack of Hearts, and Dakota North. Those are all obscure Marvel characters. But the next one I'm going to give you, the
Oh.
second to last one here, is Danger Man.
Oh,
What
well, you gotta be
game?
walking around and trying to find danger.
Yeah, or maybe avoid danger.
Yeah, exactly. You're avoiding the danger.
You're blind. This is a sequel to Blackout. You're
Yeah,
blind. You're
yeah,
walking around.
you're walking around.
You're like Devil or Daredevil. You're blind, but you're walking around, but you're not saving anyone. There's like potholes everywhere.
Yeah,
and-
you're trying to get out of danger. Exactly.
yeah. For some reason you end up in construction zones and
You're trying to get to
um,
point B without, falling into
falling.
danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually not Danger Man as if he was a hero. It's Danger, comma man exclamation point. Like someone's yelling, like, dude, like, watch where you're going.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's set on Venice Beach for some reason.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I feel like they have a lot of potholes. Um, uh, yeah, Danger Man.
no.
Anyway, sorry, I kind of took over there. I like
I'm
it.
no, I'm
Uh,
good. I'm glad. No, you felt it, so roll with it.
I'm feeling Danger Man. What do you rate it?
Being blind sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it does.
B tier.
B tier. All right, and the last one is Slapstick. One of my favorite obscure Marvel characters. But
Oh god.
what do we do in the game Slapstick?
You make fun of each other. You roast each other. Whoever gets the best roasts.
Yeah,
It's like I was gonna say like a fighting game where like the better the roast, you get like
more hit points.
damage.
Yeah,
More hit points, damage taken off, and so the better. I don't know who votes on what's funny though, but
right. It's pre-programmed somehow.
yeah, so they somehow know what you're saying. The AI, they just
Yeah.
hear what you're
AI's
saying and 6 points.
yeah. Oh, burn of the century.
Yeah, exactly. You actually
Nice.
really do burn and catch on fire because it was so good. Ooh, burned,
Burn, baby, burn.
toasted.
I like
Sounds
it.
like a marshmallow.
I was halfway expecting you're walking around and you're slapping people with sticks, but I like this one better.
All right, well, because I thought of comedy for some reason. I kind of thought sticks as well, but I don't know.
Sticks that you slap people with.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you
Um,
could do that as you're making fun of each other, smacking each other with sticks.
Right, and for some reason the referee is Paul Rudd. What do you rate this game?
Oh, this one was 2 stars.
Oh, it sounded so good, and now I guess Paul Rudd can't even save this one. It came out too early. There was too many bugs.
Yeah,
And it just
yeah.
wasn't funny.
It wasn't. It was too hard to gauge jokes, so
Yeah.
the rating isn't, or like the judging isn't very good. So like that was a good joke, and they're like wah wah wah.
Yeah, I mean this game was so poorly made it made Jeff sneeze. So,
Oh, I know.
all right. Well, I think that about does it for Rapido Fire. Good, excellent job as always,
Oh,
Danelle.
excellent, you would say.
Egghead excellent job. Danelle, what have you learned today?
I need to get better creative at making games.
No.
That's why I was never a designer. That's why I never wanted to be a designer because I'm not very creative. So
You're going to be interviewed by IGN in, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. on your
I'm gonna
design
be dead.
background. Oh, Jesus.
I'm just kidding.
I hope not. And you're going to be like, yeah, it all started with this stupid segment from our award-winning,
Yeah.
Pulitzer Prize-winning
Award-winning.
podcast, Double Shift. And, it's, because Jeff and Mikey made me do that and blah, blah, blah. What did you learn about Marvel today, though, Danelle? Anything at all? Or Disneyland? Or emotes? Or tier list? Or Jeff sneezing?
There's a lot of characters that I just don't know the Marvel universe that well. I know the most popular ones, but other than that, I'm not really
Right.
hip with the Marvel universe.
And I think that's fine.
And I need to play some of the games. I know everyone loved them. I mean, not that I need to, but
You should. Yeah.
Marvel food out there. I need to go eat at Disneyland. The food sounds delicious. I got to go to California Adventure and have some Marvel food.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And they have, rotating seasonal things, too, so...
Oh, really? That's even better.
Even better,
I
absolutely.
like rotating seasonal things.
I do too. Great with beer.
Because if you have the same things all the time, it gets kind of boring. So I kind of like to switch it up and oh, it's this season again, and then.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, it is time to get to our main topic of the show that we mentioned in the beginning. Of course, how our minds are playing tricks on us. And I assume we have enough time for that, right, Jeff? Oh, man.
Wow.
Saved by the organ.
The organ. Which one? The heart?
The one you play in church.
Oh.
Yeah. And the heart.
Oh.
Yes. I heart all of you that listen to the Double Shift podcast, or Double Shift podcast, I should say. Big ups, big heart emojis to everyone. We don't have enough time to talk about our main topic, so it is time to say goodbye, Danelle.
Goodbye, Danelle!
Oh no, she's underwater. And with that, may your gamer score be heavy and your backlog be light. May your connection be strong and your aim precision tight. May your Joy-Cons be as mighty as the ocean, but never should they drift. And for all you 2A pirate nerds out there, you'll survive. Yar! Double Shift! Later, Posen.
Oh, this music always makes me want to dance.
And drink. Music's great with beer.